Hello and welcome, guys. Just want to do a quick test on my mic here, see if it's working. Got a little stand for it, so it should be working quite well. Seems like it's working perfect. Just a little bit too loud there from my side, probably, but there we go. So lobby's being filled up at the moment, but before we start the session, I would like to obviously pay tribute to Murray Walker for once more. The voice of Formula One, or the voice of my childhood, basically, for Formula One. Very sad and tragic news. So we'll do a little minute of tribute here for Andy Murray. Wrong video.
Those that can, do, and those that can't, talk about it.
Hello, I'm Murray Walker.
It's over the line together, and it's almost a dead heat. It's Jackie Stewart.
It's some 17 years since you bought McLaren. You've had some good times and you've had some bad times. What do you remember best?
I don't remember buying McLaren.
Well, hello and welcome to the Frozen South. And let me say straight away that it's practically a miracle that this meeting is on.
This is round 14 of the 16 Race World Championship and the end of the European season.
Now, for real spectacular driving, watch this. And nearly, that's it. There's a big body job to be done.
Now he's getting aboard and now that's it. That's it. Bang, bang, and off. Oh, dear.
Centre is up to third.
Right, brilliant. Couple of corners by Ayrton Senna.
So that's it for 1990.
You've got an enormous bump on your head. Can you let them see it?
I don't know earlier.
Right up there. Oh, I'm sorry.
We're out of control. We can't stop. Now, as the race starts, my regrets, we must leave Brands Hatch. Join us again at 4:45.
And there we go, folks. The late Andy Murray, may his soul rest in peace. The voice of F1 in my childhood there. And yeah, today we're in the Circuit of Americas, which is situated in Austin, Texas. It's a bit overcast there, but dry conditions nonetheless. So it'll just be lower temperatures for the racers going into the race, so they'll have their work cut out in terms of strategy today. As you can see, 20 corners make up this beautiful track. It's about 5.513 kilometers long in length, so it's quite a long circuit. I think it's about 28 laps in distance there. So if we look at the track layout there, you'll see there's two DRS detection zones coming into the first start finish straight, and then onto the big long straight there, which I find is ridiculously long. So you'll see a lot of overtaking done there from the boys today. We should have 17 drivers on the grid today, so no need for the engine manufacturers to jump in and give reserves to the other teams now. So it should be an exciting race. A few reserves stepping in today, so it'll be quite a bit of a change into the grid today. As we go on to the tire strategies over here for today, as you can see, they can do a one stop on the soft to mediums here. Low tire wear, more straight, so there'll be a lot more of the straight line speeds of the car. A lot of tricky sections. I know that USA has taken some of its stuff from other tracks, so it'll be quite interesting to see what happens here. That first sector is pretty tricky. We run strict corner cutting conditions here, so they're gonna have to watch themselves there in qualifying and in the race not to get any penalty. So we'll see how that goes for the guys. Let's move on to the track guide then. Bird's eye view. Let's go from the Formula One website itself.
Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas is the 10th venue to have hosted a Formula One Grand Prix in America, and it's proved extremely popular with fans and drivers. The start-finish straight has a steep rise at the end of it. The cars reach 310 kilometers an hour before braking uphill into turn 1, which is taken at just under 90. That's 5.5 G of braking deceleration. Rushing downhill through the right-hander at turn 2 at 250 kilometers an hour, the cars head towards a magnificent sequence of corners. Turn 3 is 285 kilometers an hour in 7th gear. Then 6 is a long right, apex speed of 206. Down 2 gears to 4th for turn 7, taking lots of the inside curb. It's very busy at the wheel into turn 8, taken in 3rd gear. Turn 9 follows, 160 kilometers an hour left-hander, then a short straight on which the cars hit 290 before just 100 meters of braking to slow down for turn 11. Minimum speed is 78 kilometers an hour on the turn-in, and now we're onto the 1 kilometer long straight. The speed peaks at 335 kilometers an hour. Then it's the heaviest stop on the circuit, down to 86 kilometers an hour for the left-hander at turn 12. This is the main overtaking spot. Now follows some lower speed corners. Turn 13, 105 kilometers an hour right-hander, building up to 150 for turn 14. Turn 15 is really deceptive, where we often see lockups. It's 85 kilometers in 2nd gear. What follows is a real challenge for drivers, a triple apex right-hander, where the drivers are subject to forces of 4G for 5 seconds. 240 kilometers an hour through the first part, building to 275 for the final part. Then a quick stab on the brakes to slow the car to 180 kilometers an hour for turn 19. The pit lane entry is on the left as we approach the final corner, 250 kilometers an hour, then down to 94 in 3rd gear. Onto the pit straight, and that's just over 90 seconds of one of the most diverse and exciting tracks in Formula One.
Hi guys, welcome back. We sorted out the grid and we are now live, just waiting for the drivers to get into their cars and ready up. As we see Taurus Blood on chat there saying go Ferrari, the team principal for Ferrari there. And we have a special guest in the commentary box today, Daniel Adams. Welcome.
Hello. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be here checking everything else. This is my first time commentary. Thank you for bringing me here.
No worries, no worries. It's always a pleasure to have new guests in the show as we're waiting for a few people to ready up there. So what are you looking forward to in the race today?
Well, obviously a good performance from all across the track. I know all these drivers, even the reserves, are capable of making loads of overtakes. Trying to get to the top, of course. All teams are probably gonna aim for the top, like they always wish for, really. These reserves coming from F2, hopefully they can actually control themselves in this new car they're not used to.
Yeah, definitely. And I do believe you just signed up to be the team principal of Mercedes. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So this
I'm good.
This will definitely be a good scouting session for you, as we've just announced that there will be no relegation to the league, only promotion, because there's only 13 drivers left. I see my game lags a little bit there, but it's all right.
Okay. Now we're in qualifying. Looks like 3 drivers have just come out from Racing Point. Yeah, both Racing Points, McLaren and a Renault.
Yeah, definitely, as I also see quite a few people on the outlaps, such as Mandich in the Reynolds, Bailey, Philippe, Joshua. Well, let's just make it easy for the guests here, as they'll probably notice a lot of cars go out now, as we're on board with Andre Sandberg stepping in for his teammate Leandre, who couldn't make it today in the Racing Point. Fantastic, these cars are definitely, as the session gets on a go there. Let us know what your predictions are on stream there, guys. We would like to know what you think, as we see the AlphaTauri reserve step in for Matt Harris as well just now. He'll probably just jump into the car. So what times are you looking from the boys here? I believe a 1:30 low would be sufficient, especially in these conditions.
Yeah, the track is... Yeah, it's probably very cold at the moment still because of the clouds and stuff, no sun, but as they go across the track, it'll start to warm up, more grip on the tires. So at the moment, they'll probably be in like the 131s, but probably at least going into the 130s by the end of the session.
Yeah, exactly. And oh man, my words just left me as we see Andre
Yellow flag at sector 3.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm on board with Andre Sandberg right now, who ran completely wide there, probably getting used to these conditions, going through these tricky S-curves over here, dropping the gears down to 5th there, seeing that he is struggling on track conditions at the moment, going up to this tricky there, but he has to pull out just a little bit there before coming up into this one long straight here, before going onto the back straight here. Seems like very cold conditions for the tires, so the guys are going to have to warm these tires up quite aggressively before starting here. Tire strategies for your view there, Daniel?
Looking like most people are going to go for the quickest strategy, softs to mediums, most likely. Looking at the details here, everyone might be going out on the softs. So
yeah, definitely. For the viewers out there, it is possible to do a soft medium strategy here, depending on your setup. Quite tricky though, but as Andre Sandberg aborts his lap there, as we go on board with Philippe Moulin, who is sitting 3rd in the championship, I do believe, setting purple sectors, as Andre Sandberg did set a time there of a 1:36.009, the fastest time so far in the session, but the times will tumble down as the session goes on, especially with these, I can't find the word, the track... Man, I feel like I should have slept more last night, Daniel.
Yeah,
It's Philippe.
yeah, I'm just gonna need a minute.
No worries, as Philippe sets a time of a 131.573. Rouen followed in second with a 133.232. At Mandich with a 135. Bailey coming in at third now with a 133.254. So these times are tumbling down. Pierre Grief coming out of the pits, so to speak. On board with Connor, who's starting his flying lap at the moment now, stepping in the AlphaTauri as a reserve driver, also in the F2 Synergy League, which will be airing tomorrow live as well, and we will be in the circuits of America as well. Ooh, taking it really wide there, but he doesn't invalidate there, so he's still on for a good lap here. 13 minutes left in the session, guys.
Just noticing at Sector 2, Philippe Molin did go off very wide on the track around Sector 2, possibly causing an incident. Hopefully the car is okay.
Yes. So we see on chat there, Matthias says, "Come on, Jordy, win this." Jordy setting the fastest time so far in the session with a 131.544, looking really planted in that Ferrari today.
Here we go. The track looks like it's going to start to warm up as we're seeing 131s. We're probably going to see at least a high 130 just going to the end of the session, possibly a very low 130. Really depends on how people go through this and how they look after their car, or if they go aggressive into the corners.
Yeah, definitely. As we can see, the Ferrari Giro both sitting in those in that top three at the moment. But we're on board with Abdella sitting a purple second sector so far. A little back step there from Abdella at the moment, but he manages to hold it quite well, going through these sections of fast right-handers up to this left-hander now, keeping it really tight, using as much of the track as possible. Down to third here onto the start-finish straight, activating that DRS, and that puts him fifth with a 132.594. With Jordy van der Zee setting another fastest lap of a 131.186. It seems like people have been practicing for this race, guys. So
looking at this, Jordy's been not recharging his ERS. I think he's just using the power of the Ferrari going into this race, not using much ERS in this case. 2 laps on the softs.
So you do believe he can go faster then, I guess.
He could go faster.
Joshua not got disqualified from the session of going the wrong way, so he will not be able to set a time there, unfortunately for him. We're on board with Pierre right now, going through these, just missing that McLaren that spun out. I think that was the car of Joshua not there, but getting past quite well, coming through these fast right-handers over here, looking very planted in that Renault there. Pierre, one of the fastest drivers in the league there, but having bad luck in the league, so he'll be looking to do well, coming across the start-finish line now, activating that DRS, low on DRS now. That puts him in 10th place with a 133 there. Fantastic time from him there. Both Williams sitting in the garage still. You think they're waiting for track conditions to warm up first before they set their time?
Yeah, I think they're just going to do a one-lapper at the probably the end of qualifying. Looking at the results as of right here, we do have a small margin of timing, so people need to be very quick on this track to be able to be in the top margin. And looks like 2 drivers on the grid, a Renault and a McLaren, are going for the mediums, possibly the second strategy that you have mentioned earlier in the stream.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think they're going to go for the medium hards or the medium softs? So
maybe medium softs or medium hards. Really, I don't know. Really, it's up to them.
Exactly. It's we can obviously predict what the drivers could do, but no one really knows what goes on inside their head. If you know what I mean. As we're on board with Anthony at the moment. Anthony is sitting second in the championship right now, looking to go for that alternative strategy as well on the mediums. He is notorious for doing that, and he does get the results from it. What time will he set on these mediums? Oop, this is a little
Looks like
spinner there.
Anthony's losing some fuel on the telemetry right here.
Oh, no.
Might need to go back in the pit lane for a refuel. Possibly might retire the car depending if it can go back to the pit lane in time.
Yes, we're on board with Sharon now, who is sitting in the lonely Red Bull today. Gideon and his brother Bernard cannot make it today. Apparently it is a public holiday in South Africa. So apparently, I don't know what that means, but yeah, pretty much probably enjoying life at the moment. Giving
McLaren's just pulled to the side and stopped, and then
probably making way for the Red Bull driver who just flew past him now. Rabbi pushing it to the limits. They're going off track. I mean, Sharon, sorry. Why did I call it Rabbi? Going off track there in that impressive Red Bull there, trying to get the most out of it. It seems like the Red Bull car is quite difficult if you just step into it, as we see Alex Albon in real life struggling to get a grip of it.
Not everyone can actually drive a car like that with so much power, better aero, all round ability, and hopefully next season this driver won't be dropped from the team principal of Red Bull.
Yeah, definitely. We will be doing the bidding war soon. This is the third last race, I do believe, and we're in the circuit of America. People are wondering, Philippe goes fastest with a 130.720 at the moment. Fantastic lap from him. Sharon goes 7th fastest with a 132.6 flat there. Impressive time.
I believe Sharon could go a bit faster. It's just need to do a recharge lap as of right now. Looking at ERS is pretty low.
Yeah.
Probably a double recharge from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, as Taurus Blood on the live chat there asking, is it overcast? Looks very dark. Yes, it is overcast at the moment. Texas Austin does have heavy cloud covers, but no rain forecast at the moment, so it should be a clear session for the drivers today. So we'll be looking for quicker times down the order as we're on board with Quinten Jans van Rensburg in that Scarlet Ferrari, flying down the back straight now. Ferrari's doing very impressive in this series as Alexander Kim puts out a fucking... Oh, there I go swearing when I told you not to swear. I told you.
Yeah.
I get too excited.
You're telling me this. You're telling me this and you're doing it yourself, mate. So...
As Alexander Kim puts out a 131.457, bumping down Quinten into 4th, but looks like Quinten is on a flyer of a lap here in that Scarlet Ferrari there.
So much pace from the Ferrari right now on the soft tires.
Yeah.
Looking at this, they saved the energy pretty well. And their power unit's actually much better than it used to be.
Yes, we see Quinten go across the line into 2nd place with a 130.844. Impressive time there from Quinten. They're putting him up into 2nd now. Clearly, all these cars are equal performance, guys. So it would be really, as we see Bailey out on the grass there, probably having a spin. So on board with Abdella now. Starting his flying lap again in that Haas car. Kevin, who has just joined the league about 2 weeks ago, doing very impressive, sitting in 7th now. I do believe he is set the fastest lap, but he spun it. He spun it there. So a little backstep there.
Oh, where's the yellow flag? I don't think the stewards are actually having a look at this from this point. Oh dear, loads of spins. I think this person really needs to have a look at their car after that. It doesn't look healthy to me.
Oh, as Alfred J gets a 5-place grid penalty with colliding with his teammate there. Seems like the Williams duo there having problems in their own team as we're on board with Rowan, who dives into the pits now. He's currently sitting in P10 right now. So far as the grid stands, Philippe's in 1st, Quinten in 2nd, and Jordi van der Zee in 3rd. So looking very good for the Ferrari team at the moment. So is it for the Haas team, sitting in 1st and 6th here. Going to be a very interesting session here as we see Rabbi Melko is out on a lap at the moment. Seems like his ERS is on. There's no flashing red light there. Going through these very tricky S corners which replicate the Japan circuit essentially.
Well, it's good that the Haas's are increasing in performance as this is their home Grand Prix.
That is a very good point there. Well pointed out there. So they'll be looking to do quite well there. Andre Sandberg out on a lap there. As we can see, his ERS is on because there is no red light flashing behind on the car. So a little
bit of a slide.
Yeah, controlled it quite well though, I must admit. He's still flying around these fast right sectors as Alfred J retired from the session. Seems like he's very upset with what happened with him and his teammates, so to speak there. As we go through these corners at the moment, little bit wide there, but this has put Andre still sitting with a 134.401, unfortunately. Or is
I believe the lap time was invalidated from that last turn.
Oh no, unfortunately for Andre Sandberg, looking to do another lap there. Seems like Philippe is out on his out lap for his last lap at the moment, so to speak. So is Kevin as well. A lot of these drivers will be looking to go out on another lap. As we look down that pit lane, everyone is going out so far, trying to get the best of track conditions. The track does progress over time as rubber gets laid out, ladies and gentlemen. So
Andre's just gone really wide, letting I think the Alpha Tauri passed. I hope their car is okay, of course, because their tires did lock up very badly, also going into one of them foam barriers. But at least the car is still working.
Yeah, as we get into these final last minutes, as we see Mandich also getting out the way there. 2 minutes left of the session, guys. Times will tumble soon. As we can see, everyone's red light is flashing, saving ERS for their fast lap. So it's going to be a very impressive lap time, as Anthony Barbara is out on the softs now, not going for his alternative strategy anymore, so the times will start to fly down. Philip Moulin sitting in first place, also looking, actually he's on a fast lap at the moment, trying to grab some of that slipstream from his teammate there. That's well played from the Haas boys there, helping each other out there, so to speak. He's flying down that back straight now. Philippe braking late for this apex here, trying to get as much traction down as possible here. Does he set the fastest sector? Does not seem like it. Going through these tricky track over here, locking up the brakes there, trying to get as much stopping power as possible out there. Very clean exit there onto the fast right-handers. Seems like a very impressive time for Philippe though, but it doesn't look like he is improving just yet. Anthony Barbara has retired from the session. What happened there? Probably happy with his time, so to speak, though. Philippe coming around the start-finish straight, and he is 0.02 of a second slower. It seems like Quentin Jans van Rensburg is on a flyer here, flying down that back straight there. As we see a little change up in the thing there. Connor going 10th fastest now with a 132 point. It seems like the times are tumbling down now from the guys. Quinton flying down there. Does he set the fastest second sector? No, he does not. Philip still has that fast sector now, as we probably see Jordi van der Zee dropping into the pits then.
As you probably might have noticed, Pierre Grief has decided to go on the softs to try and get up in the field, as the mediums didn't work for him in qualifying.
As he goes 6th fastest, so to speak. Kevin going 4th fastest now. Quentin coming around those last few corners. Then he goes P1 with a 130.584, knocking down Philippe there. Fortunately for Philippe finishing his lap there. It seems like Pierre Grief is still on a fast lap there, I do believe. Bailey also seems like he's done with his session. Abdella also trying to set a quicker lap time in 9th place for the Haas team. Going around these fast right. Jordi van der Zee down into fifth place now after having a very good start there. Seems like he was finding it tricky there. Abdullah is coming around the last few sectors here, goes back up into 8th place now, so fantastic time for him.
So yeah, Bailey's just retired. I think Bailey's all right with a midfield kind of finish.
Yeah.
Or possibly some mechanical problems. Oh dear. We've just had Pierre Grief try to go into the pit lane, but it's just crossed everything and almost sent it into the wall.
Yeah, as we go on board with Ron now, goes 10th fastest as well. Sadly for Pierre Grief there, just missing out on, so his AI will take over. It seems like Rabbi Melko is the last one. Oh, but he's going really slow around these corners here, probably looking to retire the car in the pits.
Now with the only driver just about going into the pits just now. Oh dear, missing the pit lane, just reversing, trying to get back in. Do you think that's even legal?
Seems like a lot of people struggling with these the pit entry here today. That seems like that rounds out the session. Just give me a second here.
Yeah, I think that's the end of the session right here. Looking at this, with 26 seconds left of the extra back time. Yeah, we're just going to let that run to the end of the session. And now it's the end of the session. Now, with the drivers lineup for today's track of the Americas, we've got the Ferrari still coming up, still strong performance. The Haas, good for their home race. The McLaren's up there, but the other teammate has retired the car. Well, actually got disqualified.
So just to round off the top 5, we have Quinton in first, Philippe in second, Anthony in third, Kevin in fourth, doing his great debut for AlphaTauri in the Synergy F1 League, Jordi Van der Zee fifth in the Ferrari, followed by Pierre Grief at sixth. And that's all I could catch right now. So fantastic job from the boys in qualifying. They have it all to do in the race now. Let us know what your predictions are on the chat there for whoever will win this race, or the top 3, please. See a lot of you supporting the Ferraris out there. That's great, fantastic support from you guys. They really do appreciate it, as everyone is now choosing their strategies for the race. Obviously, if you qualified in the top 10, you have to start on the tires you qualified for, and you have to make a mandatory pit stop. A lot of things you can change in the car, such as tire pressure, fuel load, and obviously your what you call it. Man, I'm just not thinking straight today.
Well, anyway, they're just readying up, making sure they're on the grid. The cars are now on the grid.
Yeah, definitely.
Going on a formation lap. Well, looks like the McLaren got off pretty slowly there. What do you think happened there?
With Anthony Barber probably just testing his race start there, but everyone getting the jump on him. He just needs to hold his position now. He will get third place back still. It's only the formation lap, guys. So he makes his way past the Renault of Pierre Grief there, who I am a team principal of Renault, so hopefully the Renault team does quite well today. 17 drivers on the grid. Gideon is leading the championship at the moment, as the pit stop strategy is a soft to hard compound. Very interesting after what I've said on the stream. So
yeah, also it was probably a soft medium from the second strategy as well. From other people might go for that strategy if they feel like they need the pace with the soft tires.
Yeah, definitely. As just go down the order a little bit. Alfred J getting a 5 grid penalty after colliding with his teammate there. So there's going to be a little bit of friction in the Williams garage after the race there. But doing quite well, sitting in 12th and 17th. And no, folks, this isn't a realistic performance here, guys. We try spread out the grid as much as possible. Obviously, some drivers better than others on different tracks, as we see. Some of the cars already lining up on the grid to get this race started here.
Hopefully their race starts have been practiced very well, because I think the front of the grid need to get ahead if the midfield might have a tussle into turn 1, because you have to like go on like the far right to get into the left, because it's tight hairpin going into the next part of the track after turn 1. It's gonna be very difficult for them still, because the people on the left-hand side would need to try and join up, and it might involve some collisions.
And there we go, guys. Everyone is ready. We're waiting for the lights to go out there. As we got 5 lights, and
lights out, and away we go.
Seems like Quinton gets a very good getaway there. Seems like a very clean start from everyone. Everyone respecting their proximities as they make their way into turn 1 there. Seems like a few people have dropped out as we see the Red Bull of Sharon getting clipped there. Joshua not getting a 5-second time penalty. Very clean start from the leaders though, getting through that fast S section over here. Quinton is leading the pack, followed by Philippe in second. Kevin up into third, getting past Anthony with a virtual safety car. Slowing down the grid there.
Yeah, just being mentioned. I've just seen on the stewards there's been a drive-through penalty for Pierre Grief after a jump start. Oh, they've left the session. They must have frustrated Pierre Grief as they were given a jump start penalty.
Oh no, unfortunately for Pierre Grief there. Does have time to get back into his car, or maybe it was just frustration, so we'll find out after the race. There's still a virtual safety car. Quinton leads Philippe at the moment, who is followed by Kevin and Anthony Barbara. Very all-strong drivers here looking to compete. As we see,
looks like the Alpha Tauri have gone up one place, showing that their debut is really helping them in this circuit.
Yeah, definitely, as the virtual safety car has gone now, so everyone's off into their race pace again. It seems like Philippe is following Quinton quite closely, only 5/10. This is only the first laps, ladies and gentlemen, so there's still a lot of racing to go. Quinton says the fastest lap, but given since he is the first car out of there, Philippe just needs to follow him closely, with Kevin sitting followed in third. So this is a very impressive start for Kevin in his debut F1 Synergy race, who made his debut in F2 as well, stepping in quite well for Matt Harris in the lead. As we see a few people drop down the order, it seems like Jordi van der Zee is in the pit serving his time penalty right now, going onto those medium tires, getting a front wing change. My leaderboard's going crazy, so to speak.
Yeah, it looks like the Williams have gone up. That's not right. I thought
it seems like
one of the drivers went up 16 places.
Yeah,
by the looks of it.
Definitely,
but it looks like Andre has gone up 14 places after just going into the pit lane for a quick stop. Probably their tires must have gone out after that virtual safety car.
Yes, we're on board with Anthony Barbara, who's dropped down the order into 7th place, and he is on the soft tires. I don't know what happened there, probably getting punted along. Seems like my leaderboard is going crazy all over again.
Yeah, I'm seeing this as well.
Going crazy for the people right now. It seems like it's very close up in the front there, so to speak. With my leaderboard's just going crazy at the moment.
It looks like the Renault is in first place. You must be proud of that as your team principal.
I think once everyone crosses the line, it should sort itself out, as I see both Renaults on the map are actually down the order, as Quinton sits the fastest lap of 135.247. Fantastic lap there. now the timing board has sorted itself out, so Anthony is up into 4th place now. Abdella doing quite well, starting in P8, has moved his way up into 5th place for the Haas team. So great points here for the Haas team. Jordi Verdezier, as we see a little change of position here from Joshua and Rabbi here. Seems like there was a coming together, so to speak. The closest battle so far on the grid is between Connor and Ruan at the moment, followed by Bailey. So let's jump on board with them a little bit as we see Philippe is managing to stay in the DRS range of Quinton there. I do believe DRS has been activated since it is the 3rd lap, so to speak, right now. So much to talk about so far. So many incidents have happened. We haven't been able to catch it all on camera, but the battle seems to be for 1st and 2nd place at the moment. So as we see, Connor goes down the inside of Rohan, getting a little bit nudged there, but managing to keep it still on track there by Rohan, looking to surprise him there, but Rohan stays out ahead of Connor now, but Connor seems to be sticking with him, and he's on the medium tires. So he will have the better strategy coming towards the end of the race there. Rohan needs to step on the gas to make sure that he stays ahead of him. But Bailey is following in 8th place, not making it easier for both of them. Hopefully looking to pounce on one of their misfortunes or getting past them on track. Time will only tell, guys, as Anthony now is on the tail of Kevin right now, trying to... Seems like Pierre Grief is back in the session now. Seems like he did have... As we see on chat there, Noah saying Pierre got a pit through penalty. Yes, he did. I think he did jump the start, didn't he?
Yeah, he did jump the start. It came up on the team... I think it was race control on the bottom. Just here, 3-second time penalty for Ruan for multiple warnings. And now we've got another 3-second time penalty for Bailey for multiple warnings.
Yes, it seems like the track limits are getting to the drivers at the moment, but the closest battle so far is on board here with Philippe chasing down Quinten Jans van Rensburg. Let's go on board with Philippe at the moment, trying to catch up to the Ferrari Scarlet there, but obviously dirty air plays a big part in these cars, so he just needs to keep it nice and clean here. As we see, Quinten runs a little bit wide there, but getting a great exit. Connor also getting a 3-second time penalty. How difficult is it on track in terms of track limits for you?
Well, I think their tires are just not helping them today, really. It's just that virtual safety car must have just shocked them too much and made them so under pressure with the amount of action, contact, and battles we are having across the field.
Definitely, as we see Bailey jumps up into 6th place after overtaking Ron and Connor. There must have been a coming together from some of these drivers as we go on board with Bailey, as we do a little onboard view there to see how these drivers handle these X sessions. As you can see, it is a very difficult section to get right here for the drivers. Very impressively done there by Bailey. Yeah, it seems like the field is pretty spread out at the moment. Andrew Sandberg is getting a lot of pressure from the Ferrari, so to speak, now down in 12th and 13th. Seems like there is. As we go on board with Philippe, who makes the move on Quinten, pushing him up into 1st place now. Fantastic stuff there for Philippe, but now he needs to defend his position, as it seems like Quinten is a lot more faster through these technical positions there. Andrew Sandberg would picked up a 3-second time penalty. Now the times are starting to drop for the people here.
Ooh,
Quinten
going wide again.
Yeah, definitely. You think he's struggling on those tires?
Yeah, even using too much ERS to try and defend from the driver in front, the Haas. The Haas is really impressing the Americans right now. Even probably their team principal as well. This is their home race, and they are very proving that this is their home. No one can stop them.
Yes, we're on board with the McLaren of Anthony Barber sitting at 3rd, getting past Kevin in the AlphaTauri. Now it's just a matter of pulling enough gap to deactivate that DRS of him. Seems like Philippe is pulling away from Quinton at the moment. Could this be Philippe's debut victory, since the two Red Bull drivers aren't here to put on the pressure? Very impressive driving from everyone so far, so to speak.
Going wide from the AlphaTauri reserve. Is their reserve, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Both AlphaTauri being substituted for their reserve drivers at the moment. So on board with Connor now chasing down Bailey in the Alfa Romeo. They're going to have his DRS activated here. It seems like Bailey's getting all sorts out of that corner, not having DRS. Connor activates that DRS though, probably pulling out
the Honda power that has come from the AlphaTauri taking over Bailey. Hopefully Connor
Yeah, Connor makes the move done and sticks it down the straight, getting the racing line before the braking zone there. So very impressive stuff from Connor there, putting him up into 6th place. I think the soft tires of Bailey and Ruan are slowly falling out at the moment, so it's going to be very difficult for the two of them. We see Jordi van der Zee got past the likes of Andre Sandberg there. Rabbi Melko and the Alfa Romeo sitting in 14th at the moment, struggling to find any pace, maybe getting caught up in that first lap incidents there. Joshua not in the McLaren in 15th, so to speak, needing to catch up, but impressing with his times lately. He's been practicing a lot for these Grand Prix, so hopefully he does well there. As we see the first guy going out the pits now is Kevin, onto those medium sets of tires, lap 7. Do you think he's going to make it all the way, or do he has to pit again?
I think it could be a soft, medium soft from what I'm looking at, with the amount of tire usage that they're doing, especially with this driver going very aggressive onto the curbs. Probably team radio telling them to stay off the curbs and keep that mediums onto the end of the race.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have to see how the pit strategies play out for these drivers. The grid is quite spread out at the moment, but the battle for first place is heating up between the Haas driver of Philippe and the Ferrari of Quinton Jans van Rensburg. Obviously, he's partner Jordi van der Zee dropping down the order there in the first lap after getting caught up in the first lap incident there. With a safety car bumped up the paddock later up, as we see Kevin getting past the likes of Sharon at the moment, stepping in for the two Red Bull drivers, but sitting comfortably in 9th position, getting points for the Red Bull duo. This will definitely invite the likes of the McLaren and the Haas team to catch up to the Red Bull team, so to speak. As we see
both of the Williams are just having a massive battle down here, looking like they don't want to give mercy to each other as teammates. I think the qualifying really made them angry. Like I can't even explain it. Otherwise, it's going to go into non-family friendly terms. But this is how much aggression these drivers want to do to try and win a race or try and get so many points in the league.
Yeah, definitely. As we see Alexander Kim in the second Williams diving into the pits, while Alpha J is on the harder compounds, looking to go for that alternative strategy of a hard to soft. Doing quite well through these S sections over here. Let's go on board with him just a little bit, just to get a little bit of the track layout from the Alpha J's point of view here. Very carefully taken there in 3rd gear, just so he doesn't spin out the car. Hard tires are quite tricky to drive on the circuit. It does seem like it is quite a slippery tire to be on, but you can go for practically the whole race distance on them, but you need to make a mandatory pit stop nonetheless.
Yeah, just I jumped into one of my cars probably like earlier, and driving on the hard tires is pretty difficult, but I'm actually proud that Alfred is actually being capable of driving on the hards on this track. It is very difficult. You might lose as much grip as you can. I don't even know anymore really how they're gonna do. Okay, Quintin gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
That's definitely going to hinder his progression in the session, though, because he is 2 seconds behind Philippe now. Most of these front row runners still need to make a pit stop, so to speak. They are running on 9-lap-old soft tires, which they did use in qualifying as well. So they are managing the tires quite well, looking to only go for that one-stop strategy. Philippe sitting in first place, so to speak, now, doing quite well in that Haas car. Abdallah, his teammate, sitting in 4th place and still needing to make a pit stop. It seems like he will be going for that soft medium strategy there. Conor Bergstrom sitting in 5th place in the other Alpha Tauri, doing quite well in 5th place, followed by his teammate in 6th place, who possibly has a time penalties. Let's show what the current time penalties are, so to speak, as we go on to details. Penalties there, as we see most of the grid getting 3-second time penalties, except for the Alpha Tauri of Kevin, who's sitting on 6 seconds of time penalties, so to speak, right now.
Most of the pack in front, they've got like 9 laps on the soft tires. They're managing the tires well. But Quintin is really pushing that tire because is trying to catch up into first just to try and win that battle. But of course they need to make that one-stop strategy, as you mentioned.
Yeah, definitely, as we see some of the back markers are actually getting caught up from the front people right now. The race control has handed 3-second time penalty to Abdallah, now sitting in 4th place, so that racks it up to 6 seconds for him now.
And 9 seconds now for Kevin, as they get a 3-second time penalty again. They need to watch it, otherwise they will get black flagged by the stewards.
Yeah, as Alexander sets the fastest lap with a 1:34.261 in the Williams there, showing his true pace there at the moment. The pack is spread out at the moment. We haven't had a safety car just yet. 10 laps gone out of 28, and still a lot of action to be held as the front row runners have not pitted yet, but so to speak, Philippe is sitting in 3rd place, 3 seconds ahead of Quintin so far. Doing quite well in that Haas. Anthony's sitting 2nd in the standings at the moment, sitting comfortably in 3rd, but also needing to make his pit stop, so to speak.
Alright, Quintin dives into the pits as they believe that their strategy needs to come in a little bit earlier. Their tires must be absolutely blistered.
Yeah.
How much curbs they've taken.
And he's definitely gone for the medium strategy here, so going for that soft medium strategy, he will be able to go all the way with those tires. And we see some people jump him up at the moment. Seems like Bailey is catching up to the likes of Alfred J in the Williams at the moment now.
Yellow flag sector 2. I'm not sure what happened there, but now it's green.
Seems like it was the McLaren getting out the way for the 2 drivers as Bailey goes for the dive into turn 1, making it stick there on Alfred J. They're getting past him quite comfortably in turn 1. They're bumping him up into 9th place. Alfred J still needs to make his pit stop at the moment. Rabbi Melko going past Andrei Sandberg, but because Andrei Sandberg is in the pits right now. Fantastic racing so far from the boys as Quintin gets past Connor there. It seems like there's a little mix-up from everyone there.
Andre retires from the race.
Oh no, what happened to Andre at the moment? Will that bring out the safety car? Doesn't look like it. Seems like he has retired in the pits, so to speak, right now. First DNF of the session. He won't be in the way of everyone as his car...
Sector 1, yellow flag. Yellow flag. I'm not sure what happened.
Now
I think it's the retirement.
Now this will be very interesting because Quintin made a pit stop a lap earlier while Philippe just dived into the pit. Well, do you think the undercut is quite strong on this track?
Very possibly. Oh, looks like they're both diving into the pits as possibly that yellow flag is going to stay out. Oh, sector 1 and 2, yellow flag. Possibly might be a safety car or something.
Doesn't seem like it, but at the moment it is a Haas 1 and 2, so to speak. But Abdullah still needs to make his pit stop, and the undercut did not work for Quinton. He did make up a lot of lost time there, going on to fresher tires before Philippe did. But Philippe will have the upper hand now with 1 lap newer tires, so to speak, as we see Alexander getting past Sharon at the back there. So does Jordi van der Zee, getting past Sharon at the moment.
Sharon's just, I believe, dived into the pit lane and was just coming out, probably struggling to actually get the power because they've just come out the blankets.
Yeah.
They might not be warm enough.
So we see
Bailey, another 3-second time penalty.
as we see this pack is spread out quite a bit. Philippe pulling another gap to Quinton there, almost being 1 second ahead of Quinton, but catching up to his teammate Abdullah, who's sitting in the other Haas car, currently leading the pack now. As we see Taurus Blood on chat there saying Haas is doing brilliant today. Yes, they are fantastically, as Abdullah dives into the pit to put on his tires there. Ooh, almost hitting the wall there, unfortunately. So Abdullah dives into the pit now, bumping up Quinton Jans van Rensburg, the other Ferrari car, low on ERS, so to speak, now trying to catch that Haas of Philippe there. So he's got his work all cut out. As Matthias there on the chat is asking where the Alphas are. Alphas are currently sitting in P3 and P4, so to speak. But Connor still needs to make his pit stop. He has to make a mandatory pit stop, as we can show who has pitted so far on the dashboards there. So let's go here. Pit stops made. As you can see, Connor and Alpha J still needing to make their pit stop. But Connor will be blistering quick in the last few moments of the dying race here. It seems like it is quite spread out here.
Alfred J and Connor still need to make.
As we see Anthony make a move on Connor there, pumping him up into 4th place now. So
the tires slowly coming off now. I think the mediums are not as great as right now.
Yeah, so
possibly might need to dive in the pits and possibly might go medium to hards. That could be a strategy for them.
Yeah, as we see on the chat there, Jack McGindy, the team principal of AlphaTauri, saying that AlphaTauri will get a podium position. It does seem like it, but it does seem like Kevin still needs to make a pit stop after diving in quite early for their pit stop strategy there, so he will be bumped down just a little bit, but they're doing quite well, still sitting in 3rd and 5th place, so to speak now. Does seem like the drivers have settled into a rhythm now and have finally found their pace now, with the pack spread out quite well, with Philippe sitting comfortably in 1st place from Quinton, pulling out a 2.5 gap so far. As Jordi makes his way past Alfred J there on the start-finish straight, doing quite well with his redemption drive for the Scarlet Ferrari there, bumping his way up into 10th place right now. Alfred J and the Williams there still needing to make his pit stop. Probably be looking to do it on lap 20, so to speak, or even just a little bit earlier, as he will have a set of new softs on, so to speak there. Unfortunately for the 2 Renault drivers at the moment, down in P15 and 16, so to speak. Having a terrible race so far.
You need to talk to them afterwards. Oh dear.
Seems like it, most possibly.
They're not living up to your expectations, really.
It's alright.
What happened to them?
But that's F1 for you, you know. It's so unpredictable, none the least. So anything can happen in these races. Abdullah is sitting comfortably in 6th place. He will be bumped up into 5th place after Connor has made his pit stop, but he is pushing on with those medium tires at the moment. Anthony Barber is catching up to Kevin quite fast here in 4th place. So Kevin's got his work lined up. As we see,
other than the race, right?
as we
Go ahead.
Oh no, you can go ahead. I was just reading the chat here quickly.
Yeah. Other than the race, with three races left, do you think the team principals will have a definite confirmation on who they will go for their next season drivers?
Well, obviously they're gonna have to bid against all of the other team principals, so they might have drivers in mind, but it doesn't secure the drivers in their team just yet. There will be a few people being bumped up from the F2 series, so yeah, as we see Anthony Barber making his way past Kevin there quite easily on fresher mediums, bumping down the AlphaTauri reserve into 4th place there, showing the reserves that obviously the first team drivers are the quicker choice, but Kevin doing quite well in 4th place at the moment. So
currently looking up on penalties. Joshua Knott with a 9 seconds added to the time penalty, plus the reserve AlphaTauri, which is Kevin. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, and then we got a few 6-second time penalties from Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey's right up the tail of the Williams of Alexander Kim here. Both administrators for the league battling it out on track now. So this is going to be interesting to see how these two admins battle it out here. We can call it Battle of the Admin, shall we say.
Battle of the Admins, that's right.
See who is the better. Bailey does have DRS, but not catching up quite significantly, as Alexander Kim is on the softer compound right now. I don't believe he'll be making his way all the way to the end of the race with this. So as you can see them coming through this fast S section over here, very tricky. Bailey does lose a lot of time in terms of grip there. Seems like he is backing off just a little bit there. Probably Bailey gets another 3-second time penalty, as we see on chat there. Yay, Jordy in the pits on the points now. I've read that as pits for some reason, but
Hits, points, yeah.
As we see Taurus Blood also pointing out that the line of the day is, so to speak, from me.
If you were to pick a driver of the day as of right now, who would you pick?
This will be very difficult to say for me right now. I would say it would be Rowan, actually, sitting there. Let's check out how many positions he has picked up. Yes, actually, Alfred J would be my driver of the day so far. He's picked up 6 positions, sitting in 11th place. But we're on board with Ron now, who's getting attacked by Alexander Kim on the softer compound now. A little bit of action here for the spectators as he goes past, but he dives into the pits, so to speak. But Bailey almost getting his wing knocked off there. Not judging the pit entry from Rowan now. Bumping it up into 8th place, still hunting down the likes of Alexander Kim, who still needs to make a pit stop on the soft tires here. Jordy van der Zee getting bumped up into 9th place as Rowan gets knocked down after making his pit stop now, so to speak.
Alpha J dives into the pits as well.
Making his pit stop now. What will he go on to? He's going on to the medium tire compound now.
He's got a pit space with the Red Bull behind, so possibly he might keeping the position at P11.
Yeah, as we see the Red Bull coming around the last final corner there in the distance, you can see Alpha J has already made it out the pits going through turn 1 now. So he's got some time to make up now, going against the likes of Rowan and Jordy van der Zee, so to speak. But Jordy van der Zee is 19 seconds ahead of Ron at the moment, so doing quite well with his redemption drive at the moment. We can see the battle here between Alexander and Bailey still hotting up as they both stay within that time with each other. Bailey sticking with his DRS there, but like I said, Alexander still needs to make his pit stop.
It's looking like every single car on the grid has at least done one stop, but some might go into two-stop strategy. Oh, the Williams dives into the pits straight away, possibly just cutting that last bit. Was it just a late call from the Williams?
Well, he did pit for those soft tires earlier on in the race, so he wasn't able to go all the way, and he was going for a soft medium strategy, so he has to make his mandatory pit stop, getting his...
Plus a 5, I believe it's a 6-second pit stop penalty from the Williams, from what I've seen. They've just stopped in...
Well, to be honest, you need to serve it before they work on your car, so I do believe it was just a slow getaway from his pit release exit. The only people on the grid, so to speak, who haven't had a penalty are Philippe, Anthony, Alfred, Rabbi Melko, and Mandich at the moment, so they're doing quite well to keep the car on track. It seems like Quinton is pulling away from the third place of Anthony Barber at the moment. Kevin goes in for his second pit stop, going for that two-stop strategy though. Will it bump him down though, because Abdella's coming around the last few corners now in the Haas car. He will get past Kevin now, who has just been released from the pit, but he's in striking distance of the Haas driver now, so he's got some time to make up. So there'll be a battle towards the end as Connor flies past in the other AlphaTauri, setting the fastest lap at the moment. So who's your driver for the day, Daniel?
Let's have a look at the details and everything. Looking at this, possibly. Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you of Alfred J as well, going 8 places up from their original position.
Yeah, he's sitting comfortably in 9th place now, getting past his teammate Alexander Kim, who seems to have a moment somewhere out on track there, now being followed by the ghost car of Pierre Grief, I do believe, or Mandich. But the battle now lies between Abdella, Kevin, well, practically between the Haas of Abdella and the two AlphaTauri cars, as the two AlphaTauri cars are on the softer tire now, while Abdella is on old medium, so to speak now. So
8 laps left of this race. Hopefully there's going to be a good outcome to what people in the teams expect. So hopefully there won't be any disagreements and arguments after the race. No aggressive things outside the car. Everything that needs to be aggressive is kept inside the car. Not as aggressive to the point where they deliberately hit.
Yeah, definitely. As we take a little flashback to Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton days, obviously best friends when they were growing up in the karting world, but turned a little bit sour in terms of that championship in 2016, so to speak. So I'm going with Anthony Barber now sitting comfortably in 3rd. The gap to 3rd and 4th place is 18 seconds, so it is quite a bit of a spread right now. Very clean racing from the drivers.
Sector 3, yellow flag.
Who might have that?
I think it might have been some lap stuff. Yeah, the Williams support to the side for some people, possibly some blue flags or something.
Oh, he's missing an end plate, so he's going to have to pit for a new wing, so to speak, Alexander Kim. Unfortunately for the Williams driver.
Oh dear.
You see the likes of Mandich also going into the pits now.
That's going to be very disappointing from Alexander Kim.
Yes, we see there's a battle here for 4th place now, as Kevin is catching up to Abdella, who's on the medium tires. Obviously that superior tire strategy getting to the... as Kevin gets past Abdella there quite easily down the start-finish straight. Obviously flying past him with that better tire strategy as well.
Well, going back to that comment from the AlphaTauri team principal, I'm looking at the gaps in between. I don't think your team's going to get a podium from this point.
Nah, but it should be alright. This is racing at the end of the day, and everyone tries their best, so to speak. Jordi van der Zee pulls a fastest lap of a 1:33.375. That's for the supporters out there on stream who are supporting the Ferrari duo. Jordi getting the fastest lap on those softer compound of tires there, but still has a long way to make to the next driver, who's Bailey, sitting in 7th place in the Alfa Romeo, though. So to speak, there's a... Yeah, sorry.
Do you think Bailey's going to be happy with the current position?
Yeah, definitely. He's been struck with bad luck in the league, so to speak, but it seems like his true pace is showing in this race at the moment. As there is a battle between Sharon and Ron at the moment for that last final points position, though.
Yeah. Just still got a second gap though, so
yeah, it seems like
Sharon. Racing point.
Yeah, it seems like Sharon has pulled away from Ron at the moment, sitting in 11th place there. So.
Oh yeah. Looking at this, the Racing Point has low overtake, which means it's very possibly the Red Bull might pull away very effectively, as the ERS of the Racing Point will not help with the small capacity.
Interesting enough, Anthony is now catching up on Quinten Jans van Rensburg, getting the move done onto that on the back straight there, bumping him up into 2nd place. So Anthony moves up onto 2nd place. That was a turn of events there for the Ferrari drivers, as now he gets bumped down into 3rd place there. Quinten struggling to save ERS there. So, yeah, that bumps up Anthony there, but Quinten also has time penalties to serve, so Anthony just had to stay behind him, but wanting to get the move done on track rather than later on the race through standing. So Anthony moves up into 2nd place now, hunting down the likes of Philippe, and he seems like he is catching up onto Philippe as well, dropping down about 2/10 on that last corner there. So ladies and gentlemen, the fight is just heating up at the moment, because Anthony just found the scenario 7 button on that McLaren, so to speak.
Yes, that's right. Scenario 7 button. I love that.
He is dropping at least a 10th down onto Philippe's time on each section, but that won't be enough to get him there. He's going to have to find some pace from somewhere there, but he is flying at the moment. So, apparently someone's hung over on the chat there, but we have no idea who it is, but we'll leave that for you guys to discuss it there.
Okay. Somebody's hung over. Oh dear.
As we go on board, it seems like Ron is still catching up to Sharon there, but not dropping impeccable time, so to speak. He is gradually catching up to the Red Bull driver who's sitting in the last final points position now. I do believe Jordi van der Zee still holds the fastest lap at the moment as we look at the telemetry here. Lap data, no, that's not it. Fastest lap is still with Jordi van der Zee with a 1:33.375, sitting comfortably in 8th place there. Seems like the fight for the top position is heating up, because Anthony is catching up to the leader here. Anthony has had plenty of podiums, but he's looking to get the race win now, hunting down Philippe, who is currently in 1st place, going under 3-second gap now.
It would be really nice if the McLaren actually get a win today, because looks like Joshua is not having a good day so far. It's sitting in P14 with a 57-second gap to the Williams in front in 13th.
Yeah, definitely, but Alfred J doing very impressive in the other Williams car, sitting in 9th place, so to speak, right now, doing quite well. Also one of our junior admins for Synergy F1 League, so he's just having quite quite the Sunday drive there, enjoying his position in 9th place right now with no penalty points. So
yeah, the Red Bull has a 10-second gap to the Williams, and it's looking like this is just a Sunday drive, of course, as you suggested. Don't need to stress about anything from this point. From just 10 seconds gap to the car behind, and probably just to push on to the front, really.
yeah, we see Anthony is clawing his way up to Philippe there. I don't know how he's managing it. Do you think he's pushing those rich mode on the engine up to full, trying to catch up to him?
Yep, most likely.
If you were in Philippe's shoes right now, how would you handle this pressure coming from Anthony?
Well, just use the scenario 7 button. Everyone has a scenario 7 button.
Yeah, definitely, but it does seem like Philippe is pulling the gap again to him, maybe using too much of his rich mix at the moment. So yeah, it seems like the pack has settled into its groove again. Anthony is dropping back down the orders, finding the time somewhere as Connor has left the session for some reason, where his car has gone into the pits for him, so that's unfortunate.
Also Bailey did disconnect as well. I think the connection's just starting to drop back, really, because we've only got 20, not even just a few laps left, actually.
Yeah, but luckily Connor will hold on to that 6th place position, so to speak, because his car has pitted and he has rejoined the session again. Kevin sitting in 4th place for the other AlphaTauri car, so quite a good result for the AlphaTauri team at the moment. So they'll be looking to bump up in the Constructors' Championship for the Synergy F1 League at the moment. Seems like my leaderboard is going crazy, so to speak. There's no interval times. Hopefully when a car does cross the line, they will come back onto the screen, but so far Philippe impressing us so far in the Haas car. There we go, as the intervals do show up again. Quinton in 3rd place, hunting down Anthony. Unfortunately, Anthony getting past him there in the McLaren there, so impressive driving to go. 3 laps to go. We're on lap 26. Philippe sitting comfortably in 1st place there. Not really much to talk about at the moment. Seems like the pack has basically found its way. The only way people can actually get past each other now is if there's mistakes from the driver.
Oh yeah, let's talk about our teams. Who do you think you're going to sign next season?
I'm curious from the F2 League. They'll be a lot more cheaper than the F1 drivers. I mean, my first pick would be Gideon Reyna, who's sitting 1st in the championship right now, who couldn't make it today, unfortunately. So,
yeah, of course, you're going to pick that just to bring the actual speed and power into your team, because this is disappointing for the Renaults today in the USA Grand Prix.
Yeah, but let's give it to Mandich, who stepped into the Renault car at the moment, last minute. So he has not had much practice before this Grand Prix, but doing quite well just to keep the car on track. So we have to hand it to the Renault driver of Mandich now, doing quite well in the Renault just to keep it out on track. As we see Anthony picks up a 3-second time penalty, which will not help his final results now after hunting down Philippe now as they start the 2nd last lap, so to speak. Who are you looking to sign at the end of the season?
Like I have like 2 reserve drivers at the moment that are currently Formula 2 drivers. I'm thinking about bringing up I can't even remember my reserve's name, but
I do believe it's Carl and Oliver, so to speak.
I'm probably gonna sign Oliver and debate on whether I should sign Carl, because I haven't seen any driving from Carl at this time, because I've just stepped into the seat of team principal of Mercedes. I just want to bring that team back alive, really. It's been pretty quiet on their end, really.
Yeah, Carl doing fantastic in the F2 series. I think winning both feature and sprint race for the F2 Synergy League. So he's definitely looking to get promoted up into the F1 League, so to speak. He is currently only a reserve driver. Oliver, who is your second reserve driver, still needs to obviously make his way through the F2 League before he may step into the F1 reserve role. So he'll be making his debut in the F2 race tomorrow, which is also being held in the circuits of America. So we will be live again tomorrow, guys, at 7 o'clock Central European time for the F2 League in the circuits of America, as we see Philippe cross the line, starting his final last laps right now.
Now, with Philippe's ERS is very low. I think it's just time to keep it standard, to keep that position. Make sure just to use the tires to the last point now. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, literally. As we see there, Torres Blood said that the Mercedes team has been cursed all season long, so hopefully you can bring in a sense of pride back into the team. So we'll be looking forward to having you, as we see Philippe coming on the main straight now. But Anthony is still clawing his way to Philippe right now, who's low on ERS. Obviously, if Anthony does get past him on the last few laps here, he still needs to pull a 3-second gap to Philippe, but it seems quite impossible. But Philippe wants to get it done out on track at the moment. So as we're on board with Philippe right now,
looking like this, Philippe might win this Grand Prix to pretty much. It would be great to show the Americans how Haas is the American great team for the great team for the Americans.
Yeah, as we see Philippe now rounding off the last few corners, going into that last corner right now, doing a little weave for the guest there, and he has won the Circuits of America Grand Prix. Well done to Philippe, as Quinton crosses the line in 3rd place. Kevin following in 4th place right now. Fantastic drive from him on his debut, getting that 4th place now.
Looks like Quinton's been knocked down to 3rd for the time penalties, and Tony's been bumped up to 2nd place. Well done to the McLarens, as they've kept their position.
Yeah, as Abdella now in the last Haas seat now, rounding up the last few corners, coming around in 5th place there. Fantastic results so far for the Haas drivers. Connor now, as we see some of the few back markers also finishing their run, so to speak, as Connor crosses the line in that 6th place. So does Jordi van der Zee, getting promoted up into 6th place from Connor there after time penalties. Bailey has crossed the line. Alexander Kim stealing the fastest lap of the day with a 1:32 and 13th position, but impressive.
Oh, looking at this, the Williams driver's done 4 stops and still getting that 1 championship point, which is very good.
As we see Alfred J now crossing the line now up into 9th place, getting 2 points for the Williams team. That will help them in the constructor standings now, as they're sitting 2nd last on the grid, and that rounds it up for the guys here, with Philippe doing a impressive first place finish there after starting 2nd, as Jordi van der Zee gets driver of the day. So there we go, Philippe sitting in 1st, Anthony in 2nd, and Quinton in 3rd. There we go, Philippe enjoying that first podium position there, and celebrating together as we see the flags of the team there. They represent their countries. Fantastic driving from the guys today. Not a lot of action, so to speak, but very clean racing for the drivers there, as we see the order there before we go into the drivers' interviews here. Philippe sitting in 1st place, Anthony in 2nd, Quinton in 3rd for the Ferrari, Kevin doing impressive for the AlphaTauri in 4th, Abdella in 5th. And we go down just to catch her. Jordi van der Zee in 6th place after starting 5th on the grid, getting driver of the day as well. Connor in 7th after being demoted there. Bailey in 8th. 9th is Alpha J. Ron in 10th. 11 is Sharon. 12th is Rabbi Melko. 13th, Alexander Kim stealing the fastest lap away from that top 10, so no one will get that extra point today. Joshua Knott in 14th, impressive clean driving from him. Pierre Grief in 15th, Mandich in 16th, Andre Sandberg, the only DNF of the session. So very impressive driving from the guys. So let's make our way to the interviews right now. I will see who I can pull up for the interviews here.
Looking on here, Alexander Kim is not too happy today. Just looking at chat here in the background in the server.
I will just go into the chats here quickly. Just bear with me for a second. Philippe.
Alright, man.
You want to do an interview?
Yeah, sure, man. Why not?
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
the winner, he needs to go interview.
Yeah, damn right he does. Okay, cool. I'm going to drag you up now.
Okay.
Philippe. I just actually realized they heard us on stream as I went down there, but it should be okay. Welcome. Congratulations on your first race win for Synergy F1 League. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, it's amazing feeling, you know, winning my first race in this league, and yeah, being under so immense pressure during so many laps, and also for Abdullah to take a P5. It's a great day both for me and the team. You know, we're getting those really big points in the Constructor Championship.
Yeah, definitely. Let me actually drag your teammate up as well. I believe you guys do deserve the applause. So Abdullah, I've just dragged you into the commentary box as well, just to congratulate you guys, the Haas team especially, for obviously pulling home quite big points for the Haas American team. So you guys must be ecstatic about that.
Yeah, I don't like this track, so I was pretty happy to do a good race, and especially, I don't know if we can call it home, but at least at the Haas home.
The Haas home, of course. Yeah,
right. Definitely. So talk us through your strategy there, Philippe. We see you went for the soft to medium strategy. It did seem like it was doable, but depending on the setup of the car, how did you approach it?
Yeah, initially my main strategy was to go to soft to hards, but then I saw this Quentin guy. I stayed out to after lap 9. Okay, in the beginning my pit lap would be like lap 9, but then I continued because I felt the tires were working quite good, you know, even though they had the tire wear. Yeah. So I stayed out all the way to lap 11, one lap after Quentin, just to be able to stay on the same strategy as him. So I switched to mediums, and from then onwards I felt good pace, and I didn't get so much tire wear in then. So I felt the tires.
Yeah, definitely. And Abdullah, we saw on qualifying that you gave your teammate a little bit of a tow down the back straight. Was that planned in any way from the Haas garage, or was it just so out of the blue that you were in the right place for Philippe? Were you intending to help him there?
I don't know if it's allowed, but yes, I saw him coming. I waited into the straight and gave him a little slipstream, because he was close to get pole, so he needed some slipstream. So I was on my outlap, so why not?
That's great work from the both of you there. In terms of track conditions for you, Abdullah, how did you find it?
Yeah, actually it was pretty good. Even at the end when I stayed out because he pitted, I didn't want double stack, especially with the Haas. The tires were pretty good, even at the end, the soft. And then I just did the same strategy as him and tried to catch the guys that were on mediums, because at the end they were gonna go on soft. But the track felt pretty good, and honestly the tires were very good because we had a very good first stint on softs.
Yeah, and Philippe, we saw there in the last, I think it was the last 5 laps of the race, that Anthony was catching up to you quite around like 1/10 the lap. Were you worried in any sense that he would catch you before the finish, or?
Yeah, a little bit. Of course, he had a really strong race pace there in the end. As you said, really closing that gap every lap. But I was more worried about the possibility of a time penalty, since I had 2 warnings and he also had 0 time penalties like 5 laps before the race end. So I was quite worried about me getting a 3-second penalty and him finishing without a time penalty, so he would be P1. But yeah, I just tried to not go so wide into the corners. So yeah, just trying to focus on my consistency and not pushing 100% to. Yeah.
And anecdote, with 5 laps go, he told me I'm gonna concentrate. So yeah.
Oh, well, clearly you Bass boys had a great race today, so fantastic. Any last words from you, Daniel?
I don't have anything to say really. You pretty much answered all the questions I had in my mind.
Yeah, definitely. And the 2 Haas boys, have you guys have anything for the stream to say before you boys go on, before we interview the Ferrari guys?
Yeah, I just want to do a shout out to my friend watching the stream, and I'm so happy to be able to win this race. His name is Ruben, so I'm quite happy to win.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's actually special when a friend does tune into the race. So yeah, shout out to you, Ruben, as well, from the Synergy F1 side. So yeah, fantastic race to you both, and we'll let you to enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, boys.
Hey, guys.
All right.
Right, so let's pull in the Ferrari duo now of Quinten and Jordi van der Zee. There we go. Ferrari boys, well done. Jordi, you getting the driver of the day, so to speak, in the game, and Quinten, you've got 3rd place. So it was relatively well for the Ferrari guys, wasn't it? We saw there, Jordi, that you did fall down the pack there. So just enlighten us what happened on that first lap.
Yeah, I don't really know, man. My game was glitching, and there were cars crashing all over the place when they really weren't. So yeah.
Oh geez, that must have been. But you did quite well to get back up the order. Tell us, what was your strategy there? Was it just head down and hope for the best, or did you have a game plan in mind?
Yeah, I think I went to the mediums. I thought that was the best decision, so I kind of stretched that out, and then in the last few laps I went from the softs, and that went really well.
Yeah, definitely. And Quinten, congratulations on your 3rd place. How are you feeling after that?
Cool, thanks. I was quite. Well, my heart was beating out of my chest after the pole position. But yeah, the race went well at the first few bits. Then I undercut Anthony and Philippe. But on the mediums, at the end of the S's, that last right and left-hander, before that short straight, my rear came out the whole time, so I had to slow down. I lost about 2 or 3 tenths with every lap, and I think that's where Anthony started catching up. But other than that, it was pretty good. Just glad I could hold on to a podium.
Yeah, definitely. But in terms of the tire wear, was it down to car setup, or what could it have been? Was it just maybe heavy-footed on the pedal?
I have no idea. I don't know if it's the weather or something, but it was only that specific corner. So in my time trials, there was always grip, and as soon as I went on the mediums with this, then I just kept on losing it a bit. So I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, did you boys have any practice before jumping into the session, or how was the preparation towards the race? Because it seems like you guys were right up against those fast drivers, so it was really impressive driving from the both of you. So talk us through your preparation for the race.
I think I just did a few time trials, like about 1 hour before the race. Yeah, I think I probably practiced about half an hour. That's about it.
Yeah, you, Jordi?
Yeah, I did the same. A few time trials before the race, and I think we got a great setup. We both got the same setup, so yeah, I think that helped us a lot as well.
And in terms of the Constructors' Championship, how are you boys fancying your title challenge to the Red Bull drivers after they have fallen down the order after today's race?
On top again.
Well,
that's a bonus.
Well, we're gonna have to do the calculations later, but we'll definitely let you guys know. So fantastic from you guys, Jordi getting the the driver of the day, and Quinton getting 3rd place. You guys have any last words for the stream?
Forza Ferrari.
It's going better in this garage than the real one.
That's definitely true. That is definitely true,
They
though.
should sign us.
Cool. But anyways, guys, we'll let you be and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you for joining the Synergy F1 League again. Certainly the team to be watching out for in the league. So congratulations, boys.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Cheers.
On to our last interview right now is Anthony Barbaro, who came in 2nd place. Welcome, Anthony. Congratulations on your 2nd place. Talk us through it there. It didn't seem like you had the pace in qualifying, but you definitely showed it in the race. Talk us through them.
Oh, shoot. Quali was messy. Not a disaster, but it was messy. I had to fuel my car for 2 laps for the mediums because I knew they would be a bit tricky to warm up. And the lap on the mediums was okay, but I thought let's go for the softs, and basically I forgot to drain my fuel, man. So I forgot to drain my fuel, so I had like 4 laps extra fuel for just 1 hot lap. Yeah, I got screwed, man.
Yeah, definitely. But you did a very impressive race there, getting past Quinton. What was running through your mind once you got past Quinton there? Were you hunting down the drivers? Well, were you hunting down Philippe there? Because it did seem like you were catching up to him 1/10 a lap there. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, at first I couldn't catch up. Don't know why, but yeah, as the fuel burned away, the car felt much better, so I could attack more. Yeah. I don't know if he was pushing or not, but anyway, I don't care.
Well, P2 anyways, though, it seems like you're getting podiums every single race, though, so you are one of the fastest drivers there. How do you think your title challenge will be after this race, as Gideon failed to join the Grand Prix today?
Time will tell, I think. Like, I don't know. Time will tell.
Exactly. 2 races left in the Synergy F1 League. Which race are you looking most forward to? The Canadian Grand Prix or the Monza Grand Prix?
Actually, both of them, I think.
Is it? Which one do you think you'll do well in both of them? You think you'll get your was it your 2nd win probably?
If I had to choose between the both of them, I would choose Canada, I think.
All right.
I had a race recently which I won, so I know I can do good there.
Yeah, definitely.
And, also, then I have another one in Canada next Tuesday, and then next Wednesday. So yeah, next week it's all about Canada.
Canada, because we know that there is a few leagues running Canada next week, so it just sort of happened that everyone is doing Canada next week. But fantastic job on your P2 there, sorry. And yeah, any last words for the viewers?
Keep pushing, I think.
And there we go, inspirational words from Anthony. Well, you are known for your alternative strategy, but today you went with the grid today, and fantastic, you got you a P2, and congratulations for that.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, the mediums didn't want to work for me in the quali. Mainly, I think because it was overcast weather, so they couldn't heat up properly. I tried, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But anyways, congratulations on your P2, and we'll let you be so you can enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Daniel, thank you so much for joining me in the commentary box today. It was fantastic to have you. Hopefully you will be joining us very soon, and good luck for your Mercedes team principal role in F1 Synergy. Any last words coming from you to the stream?
Well, the thing is that I enjoyed commentating with you today. I would love to come back again and commentate with you. It was a pleasure to be here, really. Yeah, it's very entertaining to see the whole pack fighting and fighting in the championship. Well, yeah, no, I haven't really got anything else to say. Just thank you for this support, the chat, and yeah, we'll keep on entertaining you with our commentary and also our drivers fighting in the championship with Synergy F1 League.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll be glad to have you back there then. But yeah, time is running out, so I will have to end the stream now, guys. Thank you very much for joining in the F1 Synergy League there. We were in the Circuits of America. We do have the F2 series coming in tomorrow, which will be on the same circuit. So the Circuits of America, which is situated in Austin, Texas right now, was a very spread out race, should I say. It wasn't boring. There was a lot of overtaking, very close first lap incidents there, but that's probably the stewards will have their work cut out for them there, so we'll have to review that and see it. If you're looking to join the Discord, the link is there on the chat and on the stream, so to speak, right now. We will welcome you. I do believe we have one spot left in the F2, which you will be bumped up to F1 if you do well, but there is only 3 races left, so come and get that one spot left. More than welcome to join. And thank you very much for joining in with me today, and thank you to Daniel also joining me in the commentary box. Fantastic racing. Congratulations to Philippe on getting his first place, and I bid you guys a farewell.